Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the next lesson in the product research course. We're in the computer, we're going over another product research method. Probably the next 12 videos will all be actual research methods of how to find the products. By now you've just seen my favorite research method. We're going in order here, so I'm showing you everything that I actually use. If I was going to do product research in the morning and not use that other method, this is immediately what I would go to, and it's a little bit different. So stick around. You might have seen this already, but like I said, going back to the example of always being the student, martial arts, practicing the fundamentals. Essentially, you could get to a point as a white belt where you know everything that the black belt knows as far as the moves, but you just haven't practiced them 10,000 times. So that's what we have to do here. Don't skip ahead just because you know the strategy. Watch it, learn. Maybe you'll pick up something. Maybe you'll see something that I do differently. So here's product research method number 2. Let's get into it. So guys, this is my second favorite product research method. I love this because I feel like I find something different every time. I tend to think that in just using the web app, I don't know what it is with the algorithm or what happens, but I think I see a lot of the same products over and over again. Pretty much every time I use it, I'm like, oh, I saw that before. Even if I'm changing up criteria slightly, it's a great place to start, and you can find good ideas in there. But I actually like it just to find like the mother ideas, and sometimes I'll get creative with that. We're actually going to get creative with that in another lesson when we go over the web app. I'm going to show you how to use it a little bit differently. But let's get going with this. So you've probably seen me do this plenty of times. It's negative, and then we're going to start smashing the keyboard, guys. Don't put a real word there. So you're literally going to put the negative sign, type in something random that does not make a real word, and then it's going to show you everything that this is not. So it's going to say, I don't want to see this, but nothing is that. So it's showing you everything. You see over 1 million results here. So that's basically how we just get to, every product. Now check this out. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive through categories. I was just looking at my little notes here. So we're going to dive through categories. Let's go into arts, crafts, and sewing. I love that one. A lot of niche products in there. So now we've gone in a layer. So now this page, if we were to pull up Jungle Scout on this, there could be a good idea here, but the odds are things that are ranking so highly for the broad key term or the broad category of arts, crafts, and sewing, all these listings have to be ranking like in the top 100 to be showing up here. That's a really, really high sales rank. So they're crushing it. We're probably not going to be able to find a product in here. Look at the brands here: Fisco, Exacto, Elmer's, Command, Scotch. We're not competing with them. One of our big rules is no name brands. So the way we can fight that is we can actually go in and let's just click in a little bit farther. So let's go to crafting. So now, again, we could actually pull up Jungle Scout, but what do you think is going to happen? We're only 2 deep now. So now sales ranks can vary anywhere from a couple hundred to even some top competitors' sale still, because we're only in, one of the main categories of arts, crafts, and sewing. Crafting, it's huge. Now, we might be able to hover over some things and find a good idea here, but look at the brands: Scotch, Gearaid, Amazon Basics, Elmer's, Fiskars, Elmer's, Command, 3M. So these brands are still huge. So this isn't where we want to go yet. So we're going to go in again. Let's go floral arranging. And now what's going to happen when we're this far in? So now we're in a subcategory? No, subcategory. The main category being arts, crafts, and sewing. Subcategory 1 being crafting. Subcategory 2 being floral arranging. Now check it out. So these brands are starting. So we don't have a name brand in here. Ranking on, well, you have some sponsored stuff here, probably just ranking for the whole category. But we're starting to see some stuff. So floral foam blocks. 9 reviews doing 5,000 a month. Super beads. Okay, so water beads for a base. 6,000 a month with 11 reviews. Water gel beads. 15,000 a month. So these crystal water beads are doing really good. And I've seen them twice now. So we see them here, Super Beads, and it's 2 different brands. They got 20,000 pieces. I don't know how they're doing that for $5.98. Your fees are going to be like a minimum of $3. I'm thinking there's not much to do with that, unfortunately. It's a pretty low price point. But the way that this works is you just keep diving down and looking for products. Now we could go scroll through this whole page of results. You have 33 things to look through here. Now all that I'm looking for is the higher revenues. So every time I see something, maybe it's 5 figures, 10 grand, 15 grand, I'll go look at it. I see 9 grand, I'll go look at it. I'm just literally thinking of things. Can I compete here? Is this a good idea? You're just gonna, and you do this a lot, you're gonna build up some mental clarity of what is good and what is not. We'll have some examples later in the course now, but there's a certain level of cognitive power that this takes, of just kind of knowing why something's good intuitively and not needing to, in the beginning, you're gonna have that checklist right there. Does this meet this? You're gonna do that. Eventually you have a little list of products that do meet that, but for now, just sit there with that list and start practicing. Eventually this will be just second nature. So the water beads were okay, and the floral blocks were pretty good. Let's go in farther. So eventually this will probably be frogs and Kenzans. I don't know what that is. All right. So this is the end, by the way. You're eventually going to not have any more categories to go to. So this is the end right here. I'm guessing there's not going to be a lot of revenue here. Sometimes if you get to an end, it gets weird and you run out of good sellers. Yeah, so there's no revenue. There's no one making, 250 sales a month here. This is pretty bad. So that'll happen, guys. If that happens, what do? Go back to the main category and start again. So you could just start from the top, floral foam. Now that's a whole category in itself. It's actually kind of a market right here. So if we look at this, I think it's actually pretty good. Not that great, but there's a couple people doing over 250 sales. But in the grand scheme of things, it could be an idea. So we could actually search floral foam and see how everything's doing. So if we wanted to use this as an idea, let's just say floral foam was our idea, because we do consistently see people with low reviews making good amount of sales. So we have 6K with 17 reviews. We have 5K with 9 reviews. Now that's not a killer product, but it could be some cash flow. So why don't we go so in a new tab, so for this method, never do it here because you'll lose all your progress. Open up 2 Amazon tabs and you're going to search that. So flower foam, or maybe just floral foam. I think that was what Amazon was calling it. So let's see. So now we'll check out actually who's competing for the term floral foam, and do we have a chance? Does it meet our criteria? So right off the bat, I don't mind the revenue. Now it could be higher, but just from a sales per month standpoint, there are 7 out of 16 just from the looks of it doing over 250 sales a month. So let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Barely made it. That doesn't really count. But they're doing 214 sales. We'll give them credit there. So they're doing very close to 250 sales per month. They have 0 reviews. They just launched. And that's actually that's a really good differentiation. So they have hanging wet foam garlands. So you could actually put fresh flowers in there. That's very cool. It's probably why they're doing 200 sales. So they're probably doing 7 sales a day or something with 0 reviews. How long have they been selling? Let's put your helium-10 interpretations to the test. Let's see how good you are at reading the graph. So when did they start selling? Quiz for you guys. I'll hover here. It's like Dora the Explorer. What's the answer? That's right. Yeah, they started selling a month ago. Literally, today is August 23rd when I'm filming this. So yeah, that's 1 month ago. They're ranked. This is a good sales rank. They got as low as 3,000 sales rank in arts, crafts, and sewing. The closer to the bottom, right, the better. They have launched a week later. They're having this, so they did. We could guess that that's 1 sale. they didn't get another sale. So their first week or so, they only had about 2 sales, and then they got another one, then they got another one. So by, week 1.5, sometimes it takes a little while to get the ball rolling. They're doing, like right here, it looks like they were actually doing like 10 sales a day, doing 5 to 10 sales a day. That's awesome. Now, if you don't know how I'm doing that, essentially every time the sales rank dips, we're assuming that they made a sale, because that's generally how it would work. Now, Amazon could have just pushed it around a little. That's generally what'll do it. You make a sale, that's the biggest weight in the algorithm. You're going to drop sales rank quickly. That's how you get those jagged edges. So they probably went from not making a sale, made a sale, dropped their sales rank. So they went from selling nothing to 1. That's what changed there. But yeah, they've only been selling for a month. And I don't think I've ever seen this. Again, I said I know about this market. I've seen this market before. I've never seen this design. So they differentiated well. Their picture's bad. Their listing's horrible. This might be one of those products where you could actually come in with a better design, maybe a metal cage instead of plastic with the wet flower foam, or maybe do a more rustic style, a different color of foam. Maybe white, and take some of their sales. So yeah, I think that went pretty well. That's the diving through categories method. That's, like I said, I find ideas in here that I don't normally find elsewhere. So to review, you're going to go into any main category. We went into arts, crafts, and sewing as our main one. If you wanted to go all the way back, you go to any department. And you could click into any category. So we could go toys and games. And then we could go, I don't know why I went straight to slime and putty toys. That's kind of weird. But yeah, you're going to type in, negative. Oh, we're in the wrong thing. That's why. So you could type in negative gibberish, go any department. You could pick a category, and then you're just going to keep going into subcategories until you find a product. That's it. I like that method. Personally, it's a little bit more demanding for what you're doing. You're actually like hunting down products. I think that's why I like it. But yeah, hopefully you guys like that one. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next lesson.